Master Agency Call. I'm going to start as usual at 9 o'clock Central Time with the application count for the last week of May. 5 months are gone. One more month will be halfway through 2020. It's just unbelievable how fast time flies here. That's why you got to get on it and stay on it, because it'll get all over you if you don't. Let me start with app count, led this week by Janice Shank with 10 applications. Great job, Janice. Tony Capistrano, 9. Ryan Gasca, 9. Leanne Mason, 9. 8 apps for Grant Traphagen, Chris Leak, Greg Bevan. 7 apps, Scotty Wood. 6 apps, Adam Rayel. 5 apps, Alex Wagner, Leslie Hicks, Sean Kemp, Rod Laws, Glenn Groff, Justin Bush, Sheila Shine, Brad Sullivan, Adam Hinton, Matt Hebert, Carmen Campisi. 4 apps for Celine Wallenberg, John Poole, Ben Safepour, Bobby Shine, Jason Bransford, Jamma Foot, and Ronald Moore. 3 apps for Summer Friesen, Jennifer Gaines, Brian Duke, Elliot Shorey, Alexandria Nolan, Ronnie Sanction, Courtney Mazurek, Leslie Rios, Liliana Goebel, Carson Grover, William Feaster, Coronata Harrow, Joanne Lewis. First 3 apps from Austin Freed, good job. First 3 apps from John Foltz, good job. Marty Valor, Clint Bedsoe, 2 apps. First 2 apps from Cammie Smith, Chris Smith, Ish Martinez, Kyle Denninger, Beth Maddox, Callie Caserta, Ben Stennett, Daniel Hoffmeister, Colin Flewelling, Stephen Jackson, Frank Brenez, Chucky Smart, Sarah Pappas, Chris Capistrano, Mauricio Caseta, Angelina Quintana, David Murphy, Brent Chapman, Justin Boydston, Susan Jansen, Brandy Franklin, Jordan Shank, Janet Chase, L.T. Jasper, Tracy Keener, and Larry Williams. 1 app each from Jessica Martinez, Ira Alvarez, Randa Nasrawi, Laurie Pokinghorn, Carla Renteria, Cindy Smith, Sandy Wild, Laurie Aspenson. First app from Billy Wright, Callie Wake, Valerie Smith, Frank Flores, Audrey Bobbinger, Ricky Shirley, Jeremy Runner, Manny Garcia, William Hernandez, David Ricks, Carla Borden, Steve Barnett, Kristen Hinkle, Gabby Smith, Patrick Ham, Jeff Broussard, Bill Pareco, Shannon Dubois. First app from Justin Markle, Tracy Boykin. First app from David Lindell, Jeff Young, David Polito, Ben Creel. First app from Paul Puckett, Henry Lamb, Carrie Aguilar, Stefan Brenez, Matthew Avila, Michael Vigil, Tasha Mitchell. First app from Jennifer Knudsen, Kyle Kimbrell. First app from Christian Kennan, Cornelius Crawford, Rick Crosby, Cherry Mello, and Brenda Cox. 312 applications for 336,140 APV, 119 riders, 9 new riders, and we submitted 48,473,000 in face amount. Good job for everybody that participated last week. It's kind of a holiday week. We had Memorial Day Monday. Bay Shop new riders, something we talk about every week. We had 9 new riders out of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 Bay Shops. We have 33 Bay Shops in my agency, and we had 7 of them had a new rider for the week, led by Ben Safepour with 2 new riders. The Young Bay Shop, 2 new riders. Jordan Shank won. Alexandria Nolan won. Stefan Brenez won. Greg Bevan won. Marty Ballard won. 9 new riders for the week. Name of the game. Let me give you just a little bit of the monthly totals, if you will. These are the top master agencies for May. The Young Master Agency, we did 1.757 million. We had over 1,700 applications. Ashley Tarr, 1.159 million. Kyle Kimbrell, 850,468. Tony Capistrano, 390,315. Sarah and Mike Pappas, 309,477. Darren Stubbs, 275,671. Sean Kim, 260,934, and Ben Safepour, 226,434. And you can see I go over these numbers. I mean, I love looking at these numbers and digging into them, and because it just tells the story of your business is what it does. Okay, it tell you everything you want to know about your business. And y'all heard me say sometimes I feel like I'm the only one looking at some of y'all's business, but if you look at how this thing works, how it's built, you're going to wind up if you build. If you build, you don't have to build. You're silly if you don't build, but you don't have to build. Okay, you can come here and write one app a year if you want to. We'll help you do that. But if you want to build, you're going to build with winners, and you're gonna have to recruit a lot of people. And of those people, somebody is going to come here and be a game changer for you. Ashley Tarr was a game changer for me. Kyle Kimbrell was a game changer for her. Capistrano for him. Stubbs for Capistrano. It just is on and on. And Sean Kim, this time last year, Sean Kim's doing about 100,000 a month, and recruits Frank Brenez, and now they're at 260 in a year. It's how it works. So, once you learn what you should be doing, and then you do it, you just absolutely can't fail here. And I'm going to talk about that a little bit tonight. I also wanted to point out on the personal producers for the month of May. Here's a top 10. Listen to this. Sean Kemp, 62,984 personal. 62,984 in premium personally. Tony Capistrano, $61,025. So we had two people, both of them. How about this? Both of them master agencies. So not only do they personally produce, but they got a pretty good sized agency, and they both wrote over 61,000 for the month. Now Capistrano's a 110. You understand? If you get 61,000 issued on the 110 contract, you make about 66 grand for the month just on what you personally wrote. See, stuff like this should make people get serious about what they have hold of. Should. And it does for some. Number 3 was Stefan Brenez with 44,000 something. Carmen Campisi, 40,532. Clint Bedsall, 36,511. Leanna Mason, 34,207. Ryan Gaska. Ryan Gaska's been here just a few months. 33,771. Scotty Wood's been here less than that. 30,124. This may be his second month here. It may be his first month. Did 30,000. Grant Traphagen, 27,662. And Chris Leak, who's been here about 2 months, I think, 27,373. Now, look, let me tell you why I want you to hear those numbers. Because a lot of people hear those numbers and they say, wow. What I want you to do is say how. See, don't get all gaga about what somebody else is doing. Let's get gaga about what you're doing. And the reason I call these numbers out is not to make anybody feel bad about what they're doing. I want you to understand what's possible. I did that. You've heard me say this before. I did that when I met with Brandon and Casey in October of 2013. Flew me out to North Carolina, and I spent a day and a half with them. I had my second question I had for them. My first question was, will your leads get my agents into homes? Because I knew that some of my people would come. I couldn't recruit them, but I knew they'd find out where I went. I knew they'd come. And I knew that if Symmetry's leads would get them in homes, that they would get clients and they would get paid. So that was my very first question I asked them when we started talking. My second question, though, was, who is your biggest guy? And the only reason I asked that question was not because I was going to come here and be the biggest guy. I just want to know what was possible. I was running 250,000 a month where I was. I'd been there for 7 years at another IMO. 250 after 7 years. Well, I asked that question, and they told me that Edward Pritchett, a guy named Edward Pritchett, was the number one guy at the biggest agency. He was doing 300,000 a month, and he'd been there 3 years. 3 years. So I knew then in 2013, I knew that 300,000 was possible. Now here we are, 6.5 years later, maybe almost. I think Edwards said he did 42 million last year. So he went from 300,000 a month. What's that? 3.6 million a year to 42 million since I've been here. See, now I know that's possible. We did over 20 million, but you understand 20 million ain't 42. But 42 is possible. It just takes more people. It takes more people being serious about doing something serious here. That's it. So, see, these top 10 I called out. If you work on yourself and your skills as much as these people have worked on themselves and their skills, you'll have numbers like that. So you have to become competent, so you can become confident. And I guarantee you, it's all a mindset. I guarantee you that Sean Kim and Tony Capistrano go into each and every appointment believing that whoever will be there will become their client. Whoever it is, they're going to become a client of some sort. Might be mortgage protection, might be final expense, might be an annuity, might be an IUL, might be debt-free life, might be accidental death. But they go into every appointment believing that the people they're fixing to talk to will become their client. See, that's way better than thinking that every appointment is going to be with somebody that's old, sick, and broke. And some of y'all think like that. I talk to some of y'all that think like that. You see two people that are old, sick, and broke, and you think everybody's old, sick, and broke. They're not. Look at these numbers. Capistrano and Sean Kim found a few that weren't. But the difference is confidence. See, Sean and Tony have confidence in their ability to show people the value in becoming their client. I promise you, they don't sell stuff to people. People buy from them because they see the value of becoming their client. It's what's good for them. So that's what you got to do. You got to work on your skills. See, if this thing took talent, first I'd be in a world of hurt. First of all, okay, talent is something you're born with. There are people that are born musically talented. They can sing, they can dance, all this other stuff, play instruments. I don't have that. But see, a skill is something that can be learned. And you have to learn your craft. You have to become competent at what you do here. And there's a lot of skills that you're going to have to learn. But the good news is they can all be learned. You got to learn how to dial. It's funny, I watch GroupMe all the time. And I see people post numbers like this. Made 50 dials, talked to 12 people, set 10 appointments. Saw that today. I think it was Matt Hebert or yesterday. 50 dials, talked to 12 people, set 10 appointments. Now, let me tell you that is the Matt Hebert of today. But see, the Matt Hebert of 2 years ago was making 250 dials, talking to 30 people and setting 2 appointments because he wasn't very skilled at setting appointments, making dials. But see, he got better. Same thing. He got competent at dialing and setting appointments. Now he writes business every week because he got competent. And when you get competent, your confidence grows. So you got, look, dialing is a skill. Setting appointments is a skill. Personal development is a skill. Reading is a skill. Listening is a skill, one that we all need to work on more. Working hard is a skill. But let me tell you the most important one. Developing other people is a skill. The most important skill that you can develop for this business is people skills. It is absolutely not about what you know about products. It's about what you know about people. How do you deal with people? Because they come in all different sizes and shapes and backgrounds and problems, and they're all different. No two is like snowflakes. There's no two humans are alike. And if you're going to build something here, you're going to have to deal with a lot of different kind of people that, here's a shocker, are not going to do things the way you would do it. But see, the reason most people don't get good at their skills is because they're not willing to be bad for a period of time. They come here and they put, they dial for 2 Saturdays and don't set the appointment, so they quit. Or they try to do things their way, and their way doesn't work, so they quit. But it's all about your skills, and they can be learned. I'm telling you, it's unbelievable what you can do here. And look, I can't tell you a lot about this, if anything, matter of fact, but we had a 3-hour advisory board meeting Thursday. And you need to write this date down, okay? June 17th. There's going to be the national call. That's a Wednesday. I think it's 2 weeks from this coming Wednesday. June 17th, there's going to be a 2-hour national call where the founders are going to make 2 announcements. I can't tell you what they are, but I will tell you this. June 17th, for a lot of people, is going to be life-changing. 2 announcements. And it's going to be life-changing because there's going to be a lot of people that day that will finally realize what they're a part of with Symmetry. June 17th is going to separate Symmetry from every other IMO in the insurance industry. And we're a part of that. And we can be as big a part of it as we want to be. That's what gets me. We've got 33 agencies in my master, 33 base shops. Some are decent size. Most aren't. And yet here we are in America where we have no territories. You can recruit people all over the country. You can recruit anybody over 18. And you've heard me say before, right now, today, there's like 209 million people between the ages of 18 and 74. 209 million. How many of those people have you introduced Symmetry to? Think about that. Because humans are a funny breed. I'm telling you, they have a goal. They want to be an agency owner. And so they just bust their hump to do 50,000 3 months in a row with 7 riders. And they become an agency owner. They own their agency. And then you look up and they're doing 30,000 with 4 riders. And they just keep doing that. See, it makes no sense. Agency owner, for everybody on this call, it's not going to be, but it should be. Agency owner should be your goal. But it should be your goal for the start of your career here, not the end, the start. Once you own something, I mean, you understand the guy that owns all the Home Depots. He started with 1. He makes an awful lot of money. And it's because he no longer has 1. He has a gazillion of them. You can build your business in this country as big as you want. Edwards built to 42 million. Marshall's probably over 40 million. And yet some people are still running, and I'm not talking about just my agency, just look at by the numbers every week. There's a lot of agency owners not doing 50,000. Makes no sense. And June 17th, those of y'all, and those not even in my agency, those in Symmetry, that haven't built as big as they could, for whatever reason, are going to feel bad about not having built bigger. But you haven't missed your chance. See, somebody gives you a company and they say you can go build this thing as big as you want, as fast as you want, wherever you want, with whoever you want. And some people go out and they build a little bitty business. See, a little bitty business doesn't help many people, including you, the owner. You want to build something that's of value. You want to build something that you could actually sell if you wanted to. I can't imagine why you would. Just raise up your kids or something to run it for you after you die. But there's no limit here. And you're going to see June 17th, you're going to see just what kind of company you're a part of. And people say, I want to build. Okay. And they go out and they recruit a few people, and then they put the brakes on and they stop, and they want to train those people for about 10, 15 months. When all you need to do is just keep bringing people in. Understand this. Once you bring a winner in, a winner's going to go win. That you have to accept that. Winners win. And winners win early. They're not hard to spot. But you got to bring a bunch in sometimes to find one. But when you do find one, what you do with those people is you get out of their way. You point them in the right direction and you get out of their way. That's all that's been done with Asher Tarr, Sarah Pappas. Say people just get out of their way. If they have a problem, help them with it. But they're going to handle most of their stuff because they're winners. That's what winners do. Winners show up. Winners go to stuff. Winners get better. Winners study. They fall down. They get back up. This is what winners do in every walk of life, not just here. That's why sports are so important, because it shows you what hard work does. But a lot of people don't win. And I'm going to tell you why they don't. I'm going to give you 8 reasons. And you see I'm going to give you 7 reasons. You tell me, or you figure out which one of these 7 is holding you back. Because something's holding you back. Because I'm telling you, there's too many people winning here from lots of different backgrounds, lots of ages, lots of genders, it doesn't matter where you came from, really. I mean, look at Edward's got a chemical engineering degree from Yale, for God's sake. I've got a high school diploma, I think. But we both had the same opportunity when we came here. Mine was better than his, matter of fact, because I came later. Yours is better than mine if you came later. This thing gets better every year. But here's why I think the people that don't win is one of these reasons. Number one, it takes time. We live in a microwave era. People want to do something today and get rewarded today. Doesn't work that way. Things need time to grow. It's not a microwave. It's a crock pot. It takes time. So people are impatient. You can't build something of substance in a day. Can't do it. Number 2, it takes energy. It takes emotional energy to invest in others, and it takes psychological energy because there are going to be other people plugging into you, and you have got to get yourself strong enough psychologically to where you can carry the emotional load of your team. This is what I do. This is what separates me from a lot of people, is that I'm mentally strong. I'm not mentally smart, but I am mentally strong. I don't flinch. I don't worry, and I don't regret. Because I'm telling you, all the worry in the world, listen to me, all of the worry in the world cannot change the future. You can worry till your eyeballs fall out, and it makes no difference, no impact at all on the future. So I don't worry. I just work. Problem comes up, I work it. But see, that takes energy. That's why you got to be strong mentally, because emotional energy is what you spend investing in your people. Emotional energy. But see, emotional energy is also what it takes to recruit someone. So if you waste all of your emotional energy in a day on the wrong people, trying to get somebody to win who doesn't want to win, it's like trying to shoot pool with a rope. It don't work. So if you waste all of your emotional energy on the wrong people, You let them leak it out of you. You let them stick a pin in your balloon. Then you don't have any left to recruit people with because you're worn out, because you're dealing with the wrong people. So it takes energy. Number 3, it takes patience. Look, people grow at different speeds. Edward was he wasn't a comet when he came here. Matter of fact, he was a home office liaison between the owners and the sales force for a period of time. He was the guy that everybody called when they were on their appointments. That's how he started. So people grow at different speeds. And look, people don't do things the way you would do them. So you got to be patient with people. You can't plant tomato plants today and go harvest tomatoes tomorrow. It doesn't work that way. Number 4, it takes mental toughness. See it back to your brain. People will disappoint you. And the danger here isn't in you motivating your people. The danger is in your people demotivating you. You got to be mentally tough to deal with other people's problems. You understand, most people don't want to deal with their own problems, much less other people's problems. This is a dealing with problems business. And the more you can deal with, more money you're going to make. More people you can handle, more money you're going to make. See, Tony Capistrano wrote 60-something apps last month for 60-something thousand. You're going to get paid on every one of them gets issued. But my agency wrote 1,700 last month, and I didn't write any. And I'm going to get paid on every one that gets issued. But see, I have that because I have been able and willing to deal with a lot of people's problems and help them get through that. But it's been with the right people. So it takes mental toughness. Number 5, it takes belief. See, you got to believe that this thing works. You got to believe in symmetry. You got to believe in this system. You got to believe in your upline. And the biggest thing you got to believe is you got to believe in yourself. You got to get to the point where you know that this thing works and you can do it. That may take you a week to realize. It may take you 3 or 4 or 5 years. But you also have to believe that this next person that you recruit is the one. This is the game changer. And you need to believe that until that person proves you wrong. Most people aren't willing to do that. Number 6, it takes vision. See, you got to be able to see the payoff down the road. You have to be able to see that. You have to keep your mind and your eyes on the prize. You can't look, you got to be looking at the top of the mountain, not the top of your shoes. If you look down at your shoes, first of all, you're going to fall over. But all you see are the obstacles. But if you keep your eyes on your prize, on the top of your mountain, you can't see those obstacles. See, you need to have something out there that draws you to it, that gets you to do today what you have to do today to get where you're trying to go. Understand that what you do today matters, and that what you don't do today matters. I see people, they write 12 apps one week and they write nothing for 3 weeks. See, that matters. It makes a difference. It has an impact on when you're going to arrive at where you're trying to get. I told you before, I live 60 miles from New Orleans. I get on the interstate, there's probably 12, 13 exits between Baton Rouge and New Orleans. And I can get from my driveway to the airport parking garage in an hour if I don't get off the interstate. But see, if I got off at every exit between here and there, it'd take me 3 hours to get there. So I don't do that. So you got to have vision. You got to keep your eyes on your prize and quit worrying about everybody else and their prize. Number 7, it's the hard one. It's the big one for most people. It takes personal growth. John Maxwell's law of the lid. You can only grow others to the level of your lid. If you're a 5, you cannot recruit and keep a 7. They will not stay with you. And it doesn't take them long to realize you're a 5. You want to get big players, you got to be a big player. You got to be playing a big game. Big players are not attracted to a little bitty game. So if you're out there and you're an agency owner and you got an agency that's doing a little bit with a couple of people, It's going to be hard to attract big players. You grow your business as you grow yourself. Things change when you change. June 17th, I think, is going to be the biggest day in some people on this call in your life. Because there's going to be, and this is so important. I know I'm going over a little bit tonight, but this is so important. This is a business, and I'm talking to the new people, really. But this is a business where your life can change in a matter of seconds. Seconds. So you may hear someone say something that you might repeat to somebody else the next day, and that person gets in your business and becomes $1 million a month agency owner. You may see something. You may see something on the Wednesday call with the Zoom. Somebody doing one of the core values, and your brain says, I want to be like that person. See, that happened to me in 1984. A millisecond in your life that changes your life. See, that's why you can't miss stuff. That's why you have to be at the meetings. You have to be on the Zoom stuff. You have to be on the training stuff. Not necessarily for what you learn about products and stuff, but what you hear, who you see, the kind of people they are. You can't take a chance on missing your millisecond. See, because if you miss your moment, it doesn't just affect you, it affects your spouse, it affects your kids, it affects your grandkids. And that moment, your moment, may not come at a meeting. It may be a call, it may be a text, it may be an email, but it will come from another person. That's why you have to be involved. That's why you have to be in the game. That's why you have to be on it, because the cost of missing out is incredibly expensive. So stay in the game. Get on every call. Get to every event. Be there when your moment shows up, because I can tell you it's worth it. And here's the cool part. If you do that, down the road, you can be the one who provides someone else's moment. Let's get on it and stay on it. Let's impact a lot of people's lives. Everybody have a great week. Bye-bye.